So I remember the first time that I actually met Allie was when I was auditioning for a play.
I remember his audition very distinctly because I remember he just had this crazy energy about him that made him unforgettable.
I was worried, but I was more interested in the cute girl in the corner at the time.
There's this freshman kid who is kind of crazy but funny, and he's on the improv team.
She's very focused. She's preparing for her part.
He was running all over the stage.
And so I kind of went over to her and I was starting to talk to her, but I noticed first that like she was very, very shy. And kind of, Allie's a shy person, not on stage. You know, she's very, very fierce and strong. But I noticed that she was kind of a shy person, but she was also very nice and just kind of like always happy, which is something I've always really liked about Allie, is how happy she makes you feel when you're around her and you're with her.
He was one of those auditions that like no one could forget.
She made me feel happy, and I wanted to be by her and I wanted to be near her, so yeah.
You know, this freshman kid has a lot of confidence, but he also is very kind and he's funny, and I was a little intimidated by him, I think, but I was like, I want to get to know this guy. I had a rehearsal for a show at the time, and I remember I came out of the theater from that rehearsal, and Cam was standing there, and you know, he had his big backpack on, and he was dressed nice in like a gray sweater vest and his khaki pants and red shoes. And I remember he walked up and he was like, Allison, would you like to go for a walk with me? And I was like, okay. And so he kind of walked me around the park or around the campus, and kind of went into tour guide mode because he was a tour guide at Hope. So he was like, oh, like this building over here is blah, 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 and this building over here. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then we finally come to Centennial Park. And I remember like thinking I had seen like Kenny, his best friend, running around the park, which I thought was a little suspicious. But he kind of brought me to this nice area, and he was like, Allie, do you know where we are? And I was like, we're in the park. And then he was like, no, we're in the place where I asked you to be my girlfriend. And he like reached in his backpack and like pulled out this bouquet of flowers, and then all of a sudden like Kenny and our friend Emily Bickle were there, and they had like sparklers and they were running around, and it was all very fun and crazy.
So it was kind of a whirlwind of events leading up to me asking her to be my girlfriend, and I don't remember that very clearly, but I really clearly remember kind of asking, you know, if I could hold her hand, which sounds, you know, so childish, but it was just nice to walk back with her across the street kind of as the sun was setting, and just think to myself, like, I can't believe this is actually happening, like that I'm dating this wonderful person that I have probably no business dating, but I get to hold her hand, and I get to be a part of her life, and I get to talk to her, and I get to always be a person she goes to. And that was kind of all washing over me, and it solidified in my memory all these thoughts of what this relationship could be, just as we were walking home.
My dad comes to mind because it's funny because my dad obviously, you know, is, you know, the typical protective dad, you know, my baby girl's got a boyfriend. But like my dad was always like just very, very fun and goofy when it came to like, you know, he'd always be like, so Allie, got a boyfriend? And I remember before Cam and I started dating, I did start kind of mentioning Cam to my dad, and I was like, you know, I think you've seen him around Hope or in a show probably, but like, you know, there's this guy, and we've been like hanging out and stuff. And I remember my dad was like, oh, I gotta meet him. And I was like, Dad, no, like we're not even like really dating yet, like I don't want to be weird. But he was like, oh no, like I'll be cool, like I want to meet him. And so I let him come with me to like one of Cam's improv shows, and to my dad's credit, my dad was very good, you know, he was very chill. And I remember he walked up and he was like, hey, I think you're pretty funny. And Cam was like, oh, you know, who are you? Like, But so my dad showed a lot of, good enthusiasm for meeting Cam, and, they have a good relationship, so that's good.
Anytime Allie is with a group of people that is larger than, maybe 4 or 5, once we're getting to like 10 people, I will tell people it's her birthday and that we should sing happy birthday to her. And so Allie has had more birthdays, I think, than anybody else on Hope College's campus. In the dining hall, she's had her birthday sung to her. At rehearsals, she's had it sung to her. Coming out of improv shows, she's had it sung to her. But I have always liked making every day Allie's birthday, as much as she hates having all that attention on her. But that's my favorite prank.
My junior year, we took a trip to Disney World together. And him and Sarah Merrill had gotten together and thought it would be funny to give me like one of those "it's my birthday" pins that you wear around Disney World and stuff. And I was like, this is super funny, okay, I'll wear it, haha. But we met Mickey Mouse later that day, and Mickey got super excited and gave me a hug and was like, "It's your birthday!" And I was like, oh my gosh, I am lying to Mickey Mouse, but Mickey sang me happy birthday, and Cam's like in the corner, like dying of laughter, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I lied to Mickey, so that was great.
It always is going to be Allie's kindness, which maybe goes into her empathy, but when Allie meets someone or is having a conversation with someone, she doesn't put people down. She always takes chances to build people up, and she'll celebrate with you about anything. And for me, she would laugh at any of my jokes. And that's a type of empathy, I think. It's where you're being kind to someone and saying like, "Oh, it wasn't the greatest joke, but I'll laugh at it and I'll give you part of my joy." And it's infinite too. She never stops being kind and caring for people. And it happens with anybody she meets, whether young or old. Allie is there to make your day better and your life more full.
Cam has this way of being like eternally optimistic in everything, and not just like kind of putting a smile on, but like he genuinely has like the most optimistic just worldview on life. And I think it kind of seeps through into all of his relationships and the way he approaches life. He's very quick to forgive people, and he's slow to get angry, and it's very, very hard to break Cam's spirit about something, because he's very quick to bounce back from things. I don't even know where this came from, but he started this thing a while back.
I don't know how it started.
He'll like walk up to like a structure.
And I would knock on him, and I'd kind of feel him, and I'd try to act all professional. I'd be like, "Allie, I think this is load bearing."
This is load bearing.
This is load bearing.
What are you talking about?
I think it's load bearing. So we went jet skiing, and Allie hasn't really done a lot of jet skiing before, and we might not be able to put this in the final thing, but we'll see.
Okay.
Hopefully we can. Hopefully you guys are seeing this. But we went jet skiing, and I kind of taught Allie how to jet ski. I was like kind of doing it for her. I was like, it's pretty simple. This is, acceleration, but you don't have to do it all the way. Just go the speed you're comfortable with. And she's like, okay, yeah, I'm ready. And then like she switches with me, and now she's driving, and she's like going pretty fast, and she's going so fast, and then like suddenly out of nowhere, she just yells into the wind, "I'm a badass," as she's riding on this jet ski. And I thought that was the funniest thing that I have ever seen, was little Allie on the jet ski for the first time, screaming into the wind that she's a badass as she's revving the Sea-Doo. So, but yeah, I think that is something that is an awesome, awesome memory I have of Allie. One is that when we met each other's family for the first time, it was always heartwarming, I guess, for me to see her like invest in my family. where it wasn't just like, yes, I'm here to meet your family and I'm gonna act nice and I'm gonna be perfect. And she did all those things. She was great, she was perfect, but she also cared about my family. And you get this feeling of that this person is invested in my family and they want to know about, you know, what's going on in my family, what's going on in their lives. And that makes you feel like this person cares for you, you know, more than just hanging out and more than just, you know, being with their friends, but they want to get to know the people who are most important to you.
Like Cam's family was, you know, very special to me because I'm so close with my family that I really valued how Cam is also close with his family, and they have a similar dynamic in their family that we do, and that meant a lot to me.
Definitely, I would say I watch more movies now than I ever did before. I was much more into, like, you know, playing video games and stuff. But Allie has a love for movies that she got from her dad.
I love watching movies and TV shows.
Like chick flicks, Allie loves chick flicks, and I have now come to respect, I would say, chick flicks more.
He's, you know, watched some chick flicks with me from time to time, so, you know, I'll give him that.
Love Actually is the best movie of all time. And I got to watch it with Allie, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this movie. So, Love Actually is a good movie.
As his friends know, Cam loves rap music, which, like, was kind of strange for me. Like, nothing against rap music, but I come from little Port Huron, Michigan, and so I remember, like, when Cam would listen to rap, I would just be like, what are you listening to? But I will say rap music has rubbed off on me. Still not like my favorite music, but like I can get into some rap. You know, I value it more. There's some good stuff. Yellow bottom jeans, yellow bottom sippin', yellow Lamborghini, yellow top missing. Yup, that look like a toupee. I get what you get in 10 years, in 2 days. Ladies love me, I'm on my cool J. If you get what I get, what would you say? They wax it all off, Mr. Miyagi. And I'm da-da-da. Yeah!
Oh my god, that's amazing. Look at me now. I'm getting paper.
Allie, you can come on back now.
How you doing, Allie?
I'm good.
That was wild.
That was something. So,
How did we do it?
how do we do it?
It was mostly, I know it was mostly kind of, I tried to hide all of it from her because for a while, like, she knew I was gonna propose to her, but I kind of kept it a secret, right?
Yeah, should we hear your version first and then?
Well, so basically what it was is, like, I knew that I wanted to take this opportunity when we were back in Michigan and we had all of our friends around. That would be a good time to propose to Allie, but I made sure that Allie had hopefully no idea of that, right? You didn't know anything.
No.
Right.
Yeah, because from my perspective, like, we had, you know, talked about, you know, getting engaged. You know, we talked a little bit about rings, but everything was so, like, you know, in the future, you know, and, you know, Cam would say things like, you know, it'd probably be nice if, like, our family was around. Yeah, and he was like, you know, maybe, like, Thanksgiving, like, we always go home for Thanksgiving and stuff. So everything in my mind was, like, you know, like, maybe in the fall or something. So, no, I had no idea. But yeah, we had been home in Michigan because our good friends Abby and Brady were getting married. So it was awesome because all of these friends from, what'd you say?
One pride.
One Pride.
Abby and Brady, one pride.
One Pride. Go Pack Go.
Go Pack Go. Well, one pride. But no, because, like, and I had contacted a bunch of people before, like, saying, hey guys, like, you know, just kind of be ready for something that might happen. I'd love it if you guys could maybe come and hang out for like a water day. And I was, trying to keep it pretty under wraps because I knew all these friends that I wanted to be there would be at this wedding. And I didn't want them to tell Allie. So I did even keep it a secret from my friends for most of the wedding, where like I was just trying to get an idea in their head to maybe leave Sunday open for like a water fun day. But then we went, so this because that was Saturday, and then Sunday, me and Allie basically go to the my grandparents' house, and
It was Saturday.
it was Saturday, excuse me. Allie knows much better than me, and that morning I emailed everyone being like, hey, also gonna ask Allie to marry me today. Need your help? And I had painted signs like "Will you marry me?" signs for her to hopefully be able to read. I had to paint them myself, so they were rough.
But yeah, so from my perspective, like my understanding was Cam was like, Allie, like my grandma and grandpa Copes, they're gonna have people over to their house on Lake Nakatawa, and they do this a lot, so it wasn't strange. But he was like, tell your family they should come, and so
wasn't your dad like not gonna come that weekend?
my dad wasn't gonna come, and I remember Cam did act a little weird when he was like, your dad's not here, and I was like, no. But my dad did come up because my dad got in on the plan, so that was nice too. But so the day rolled around, and like none of our friends were there that I could see. It was just our families hanging out.
Because huge shout out to my sister. My sister was the person who I kind of set to corral all my friends. And so she was the one kind of dealing with my friends and getting them all together. Because me and Allie were just down, further down kind of by the water, talking and chatting. I was terribly nervous. Did you know I was nervous at all?
I didn't really notice, no,
Good.
which is kind of funny.
I was living life to the fullest.
He just seemed,
Dope.
But yeah, we were just eating, and I remember like about an hour had passed of us all hanging out and just kind of talking and socializing. So once again, not thinking anything out of the normal, but I remember, Cam was kind of like, oh, now would probably be a good time to go jet skiing. And I was like, okay, sure, like, love jet skiing, let's go. So Cam's
She's
like,
a really good jet skier.
I'm subpar. I get a little scared, but.
Do you? You're so sweet.
Anyways, so I remember Cam was like, we can head up to the house, like change into our suits and stuff. So we're heading up to the house, and that's when I kind of noticed Cam was acting weird. Like Cam started kind of like...
I almost died at this point. Like literally, I was like, I am dead. I'm having a heart attack.
But he was like, kind of like slowing down, and he was kind of like looking around a lot. And I was like...
It was a beautiful day.
It was a beautiful day, and I was kind of on my phone, so I didn't think too much of it. I was like, okay, like, Cam's being Cam again.
Stuck in the wilderness.
Stuck in the wilderness. But then Cam just like stopped, and like, I remember he was kind of said something like, alright, like he was kind of like talking a little bit and stuff, and I kind of like look at him like, what's going on? And then we see Kenny Cole. Shout out Kenny Cole. He all of a sudden came running out from the house out of nowhere, and he had flowers and champagne in his hand. And
No, I
that's
thought
when
it was, wasn't it flowers first?
or did maybe,
I think it was flowers first. So he comes and gives me flowers, and I give Allie flowers.
and he gave me flowers, and then there was champagne. I think
There is champagne, but
There's
champagne
champagne.
only comes if you say yes. If she
Oh.
said no, I told Kenny, cut the champagne, don't bring it out. Because when I first asked her to be my girlfriend, she waited for like 20 minutes to answer
I
me.
did not.
So I had like a bouquet of roses. I was dressed to the nine, and I was like, Allie, do you know what this place is? And she was like, no, I don't know what this place is. I was like, this is the place where I first asked you to be my girlfriend. And then it was silent for like 30 seconds.
It was not.
And she was thinking it
It
over.
was not.
She was thinking it over, and then she decided, I
No,
guess I'll let him have a
No.
chance.
In my mind, I was like taking in the very sweet romantic moment.
And
I
a
was
train
like,
went through it.
A
train went through it.
I was like looking at Kenny and Emily Bickle running around.
Oh, they had
us, and I was
sparklers,
like,
yeah.
They had sparklers, and I was like, oh, this is so nice. But then I realized that Cam was staring at me, and he was like, so, and then I was like, oh yes, yes.
So the champagne was for if she actually said yes. But anyway, so he comes out with the flowers.
He came out with the flowers, and then at the kind of the same time, that's when a big group of friends emerged onto the upper balcony of his grandparents' house, and they had the signs in hand that Cam had written, and the first series of signs, I think, said, "Will you swim with me?" And I was like, "Oh, sure, yeah, I'll swim with you." And then the second series was, "Will you put sunscreen on
Will
me?"
you sunscreen me? Yeah.
And then finally it was, "Will you marry me?" And got down on one knee, pulled out the ring.
And you said yes, right?
I said yes.
Phew. Okay, good. So we all are still going to be here. Good.
This would be awkward.
This would be really awkward. But yeah, then Kenny ran out with the champagne.
Champagne.
And all of our friends came down.
All of our friends came down. Yeah.
We drank champagne.
We drank champagne, took some pictures. Yeah. Good times. You done good.
I get one try.
One,
I hope.
one.
Alright.
Cool.
You guys want like a kiss or a hug or something?
I'd want a kiss. Because we're married in this world.
Oh, well, I'm about to. You
You're
haven't
right.
said I do yet.
I'm going to say I do.
I'll say I do too.
Good.
Okay.
No take backs.
No take back.
Okay, good.